All right. Well, let me tell y'all, it's been way too goddamn long since we was on the air. Damn, it feels good to be back. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rebel Johnson. My trusted partner's name is Lane Nielsen. And together, we'd like to formally welcome you to the Bridge News Network. I tell you what, we got a lot planned for y'all, some exciting stuff. Say, here at the Bridge, we plan on bringing all y'all fine survivors with the most trusted and action-packed news that there is in these lands of South Segoria. And don't push, because I mean shit, we just got here. All we're interested in here at the Bridge is to give the most accurate and inside looks into all these dadgum messy stories, whether it be big as a cow or small as a dadgum mosquito. We will do our very best to be the bridge that puts the pieces together for y'all. Now, didn't I tell you all some exciting stuff? Well, I reckon that's enough for an introduction, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our very first breaking story. A young man dons his own band. The story revolves around a young man who goes by the name of Archie, who came from Livonia in search of a new home. Now, upon arriving, however, life has brought him nothing but hardship and a permanent ban from the dugout. Archie opened up to him. Now, Archie told us that not too long ago, he found himself in what most people consider to be called the Devil's Den, otherwise known as Gorka. The home is dark as midnight. He was in desperate need for some medical supplies, and so he took his chain. To his surprise, he was able to make it out, unspotted. Or so he thought. Upon his departure from the area, Archie was seen and shot unconscious and eventually sent to the coast, but not by darkest midnight, but by a forsaken loyalist.
Hello.
Listen to the broadcast?
Oh,
Now left without any gear and a fast pass to the beach, Archie now had a new vendetta.
Sarah. Oh.
Well, I will repeat that last sentence since we had a little bit of interruption. That's all right, folks. I understand people get a little excited. Now, Archie was left without any gear and a fast pass to the beach, so he now had a new vendetta. So he quickly loaded back up and found himself at the dugout, where he would find himself alone with the forsaken loyalist. Not one to miss up an opportunity, it only took Archie a single bullet to the back of the head for him to get his revenge. Now, according to Archie, he was then immediately questioned by the dugout and was told that since he was within their territory, he'd be issued a ban. Archie tells us at the Bridge that was the last time that he has not been banned. Now remember, folks, here at the Bridge, two sides to every story. We were actually able to meet with the Forsaken Loyalists who gave us their side of the story. Contrary to what Archie told us, the Forsaken Loyalists tell us that it was actually Archie who shot first, and not in Gorka, but in Polana, which was actually later confirmed by a second unnamed source who overheard the shots. The Forsaken Loyalist who was shot went into detail, telling us that the bullet had hit him in the chest, was a 7.62 short, and he was able to catch a glimpse of the man before he escaped into the woods. To his account, the man in Polana was wearing a ball cap, rider's jacket, and a blue bag. They decided not to chase and instead regrouped in Delina. It was there where the Forsaken Loyalists would overhear a man who called himself Archie asking about. They were able to get a glimpse of Archie's attire, and you know what? It was a ball cap, rider's jacket. It was an easy puzzle for the Forsaken Loyalists, who would go out and shoot Archie with a double barrel, send him to the coast. Now, this would not be their first encounter with Archie, though, as later that afternoon, they would meet him yet again at the dugout, where Archie would end up killing one of their members. According to the Forsaken Loyalists, the dugout initially issued Archie a 7-day ban. Now, this is about where Archie told us that he hadn't been back since. However, the Forsaken Loyalists tell us otherwise. According to the Forsaken Loyalists, via the dugout, Archie would then reappear inside dugout territory with his gun out and trying to boost into one of their northern compounds. It was at this moment that Archie's once 7-day ban would turn over to my good partner Lane with more coverage on the story.
Well, all right. That's some riveting stuff there, people. Looks like that Archie boy has really made some waves in the north. Well, anyways, shortly after our discussions with the Forsaken Loyalist, Rebel and I headed back out to the dugout, where we were lucky enough to have a discussion with Danny, who's a member of the Black Cross, Forrest, who's also a member of the Black Cross, Optorium, a member of... Oh, I'm sorry. Forrest is a member of the dugout, and Optorium is a member of the dugout as well, and an ex-Vigil leader that goes by the name of Shifty. Little shifty guy. Anyways, they were able to give us their personal accounts about our acquaintance Archie here. After speaking with Danny and Forrest, they claimed that the weapon Archie used in his attack at the dugout was indeed an SKS. A single shot rang out through the night, dropping that feller in his tracks, but to further conclude the previous comments, first-hand witnesses claimed to have seen Archie allegedly get back into the dugout compound almost immediately following his initial 7-day ban. Now, this was according to Forrest. This resulted in a confrontation where he was ultimately told he would be permanently banned. Now, this is where things get really interesting. From what we're told, Archie supposedly had later been in Severgrad going by the name River. He spoke with some mysterious man and told the man that he was planning to ambush yet again at the dugout church. Now, this is according to Forrest from the dugout, and we ask you to please keep in mind that this is all hearsay at the moment, at least until we further our investigations. Hopefully, Rebel and I will get a chance to speak firsthand with the mysterious man and get to the bottom of all this. And, Archie, if you're still listening, please try to get in contact with us. With all these allegations, I think everyone deserves to know the truth, and maybe, just maybe, we can even get to know who Archie really is. Well, anyways, I feel like I'm dawdling on. On to further news. It appears that the political winds are starting to change up in the north. The dugout and Darkest Midnight have recently found themselves on the brink of war, despite a recent long period of peace. We sat down with them boys at dugout and got a first-hand recount on the recent attack on Dam. Apparently, Black Cross and dugout heard automatic rifle shots on the western side of Severgrad. They headed out to investigate further. That's around the time they happened upon a Dam member with their weapon drawn, which, also a small tidbit for some of you new listeners, is a big no-no in Severgrad. But, lo and behold, a Dam member allegedly tried to tell the dugout member to lower his weapon and put his hands up. Holy hell! A firefight ensued and both sides ended up taking heavy casualties. While we were having these talks within the church, we were once again graced with the presence of the brain surgeon Dr. Emerson. She informed us that we were going to be lucky enough to speak with the leader of the dugout for our own personal interview. Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? First week in these lands and Rebel and I are already getting to talk with the big dogs. So, that's pretty much it for now, ladies and gentlemen. This Archie feller has gotten himself into a little bit of mess, but we at the bridge here, we kind of want to reach out and get all sides of the story. So, as much as this concludes our story for today, we'd like to continue and maybe find where the real truth lies. But stay tuned. Hopefully in the future we'll be having weekly to bi-weekly broadcasts so all you folks can get the first-hand recounts of what's happening. Maybe we might travel out west next. Who knows? But, anyways, more next week on the Dam and dugout situation. And that concludes our night's broadcast. Thanks again.